I want y'all to see. I want y'all to see what I noticed. This is Mika's channel, right? This is her channel. She has not done a live stream for over a week now.
Okay, so this is 4 days ago. So we know at some point she made the decision to, I don't know if she's going to be back on Anton's podcast, but she hasn't been on his podcast in 7 days.
We haven't heard a peep. She hasn't, I'm just saying, I haven't got a notification from her since then, since this live stream.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the f you think you is?
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Mika, and we're back for another Red Cup Talks, because this is where truth, pop culture, and politics meet. And it is Monday, and happy Monday to everybody. Thank you guys for showing up in the chat. I hope you're feeling fine. I hope you're having fun. I hope you're laughing. Like, I really do hope you are having an awesome day. How's everybody in the chat? Thank you for pulling up. I appreciate everybody in the chat. All my mods, what's up? What's up? It's been a week. Y'all, what's up? Thank you so much for pulling up. I do appreciate you. And to those of you that are using me for content, you know, for your slander and your lies, I see you. I see you. But anyway, let's get to it. Let's get to it. What's going on, everybody in the chat? How you guys? And to everybody new, thank you for pulling up. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Red Cup, where we always get to it. Political topics, politics is my thing. Okay. And of course, pop culture. All right. So thank you for joining, and we're going to get to it. Thank you guys so much for the early super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Welcome back, Mika. Glad you're back. Glad you're okay. I'm okay. They was looking for me. I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you guys. I do appreciate you. And I saw all, of you guys' nice comments and emails, and I will be responding, but thank you guys for all your positivity and all your great comments, and to all of the content creators and influencers that hit me up in the emails as well. I will be responding. So thank you guys. Thank you to everybody. I appreciate you. Eric Harris, thank you so much with the $4.99 super chat. Mika, on behalf of the Red Cup gang, Bad Chasers, we are with you 100, but not going to lie. The controversy is always more entertaining than the actual news. Popcorn, googly eyes. Y'all are wild. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. But you guys, at the end of the day, I'm happy, I'm healthy, and we're going to get into it. Everyone's great. And again, I appreciate you guys for pulling up. All right. Let me know where you're calling from. Let me know where you guys are watching from. Okay. Put it in the chat. Let me know what part of the country or the world. Okay. Because I have a lot of people around the world. All right. So let me know where you're watching from. I don't know why I want to say calling. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what you did over the weekend, and let me know what you think about these topics that we're about to get into, okay? Because if you guys don't know, we have some crucial topics to get into. We have Jasmine Crockett. We have Adon and Limon. We have Tim Sugar Walls. Okay. We have him. And Minnesota. Minnesota might as well just stay on the docket, okay? I thought it was going to be California, but Minnesota has turned into the ratchetness that I never thought it would turn into. Okay. Between the Somalis and Tim Sugar Walls, and, now these, protesters, and they're clashing with ICE. I mean, it's just all a ball of confusion. So we are going to get into that as well. All right. And I see another super chat. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Gator, Gator NM156. Thank you so much. Happy Monday, Mika. Just for being you. Keep it up. Love ya. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. I really do. Thank you so much. Absolutely. I appreciate that. 50, 50, 50. I appreciate all of it. So thank you. And thank you to Mike That Dude on Cash App. I do appreciate you. I did get the Cash App. I got it last time too. Okay. I forget sometimes. So just wanted to make sure everybody got that. All right, you guys. Let's go ahead and get into the show. Let's start off with our favorite bald-headed reasoning. This person can't stay off our radar. I've really tried to keep Jasmine Crockett off the radar, okay? Because she has been kind of quiet, but she's back on our radar because Jasmine Crockett is running for the Senate. And she finally had a debate. I don't really know how much of a debate you want to call this, because this debate was I mean, she's running against in the Democratic primary, another progressive, because she's very progressive, and the guy Todorico, he's even more progressive with his stance. But I want to get into a little bit of their debate, and we're going to go down the rabbit hole on some things because people are mad, and I do mean mad. But let's go ahead and get into the debate first, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Let's go ahead and get into this. You guys, as always, let me know if you can't hear the audio or something goes awry. Just let me know in the chat and we'll get into it. All right, let's go.
Yeah, as it relates to the enforcement that we see right now, let me be clear. They are supposed to do immigration and customs enforcement, not going after U.S. citizens, not going after people that are documented. That is not what they are supposed to do, but that is what they are doing. They are turning us into Nazi Germany by saying they're going to go door to door. They are going after people because of their accent or the color of their skin, because this Supreme Court gave them carte blanche ability to do so. So all we want ICE to do is to do what ICE was created to do. And unfortunately, that's not what they are doing. Yeah, as it relates to the enforcement that we see right
now. And per usual, okay, Ratchet Crockett is mumble jumbling. I don't know what she's talking about. However, what I think she's trying to get at is ICE. All right. Now, in a debate, they asked, her and Tellerico, who is the other Democratic candidate, some softball questions. All right. Honestly and truly, if I was a Democrat, I would be mad because I didn't learn anything. I didn't learn anything. This sounds like any other, time she's outside, or any other time she wants to scream and holler while she's at Congress. It sounds the same. So I was a little confused because I thought this was a debate. Okay. Even Kamala tried to come up with something. She just kept saying the same thing. And so, when you're running for Senate, you gotta have policies, you gotta have things figured out, because what people want to hear is, how are you going to make their state better if we send you to Washington? And absolutely not did she make Texas better as a representative, and she definitely doesn't make it better as any type of representative of that state. Okay, I don't care what she's repping, whether it's Congress, her hair, anything. It's just all over the place, always. So she wants to go to the Senate. Okay, well, if you want to go to the Senate, then we need to hear some policies. And I can assure you, I watched this hour-long debate and there was absolutely none. Just Trump, 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 Trump. All right, let's get into this part of her debate. All right. When I tell you, poor Tellerico, he can't win. But let's get into this next part of her debate. Here we go. Can you guys hear that? Let me know if you can hear it. Let me know if you guys can hear that. Yeah. All right. Let me take it down. Give me 1 second, you guys. Let me start it. All right. We should be able to hear it now. All right, here we go.
Down in the streets in Minneapolis. And so for anyone that believes that we are going to be able to respond to this in a normal way, I think that they've got it wrong. But more importantly, when we talk about electability, how many of you have heard things like we are the party of the educational elites? We've heard that over and over. We've heard things like we are losing African-American men. We are losing Latinos. We have heard these things. Right now, we know when we look at our polling, when it comes to working class people, I am leading by 20 points. We know that I am leading when it comes to African-American men. We know that overall women are going to play a really big role in deciding who gets elected, and I am leading amongst women. So at the end of the day, when we look at the numbers are there. This is about whether or not we have the will, and right now, people are not happy with the Democratic Party down in the streets in Minneapolis. And so for
That's probably the only thing that she said correct. She said people are not happy with the Democratic Party. Absolutely, they're not happy with the Democratic Party, including registered Democrats, okay? Now, what she is talking about in this part of the debate is the numbers, because the progressives, the white liberals, okay, they don't want her. They want Mr. Federico, okay? Mr. Federico, I've been telling you guys for months, is who they wanted. I have been telling you guys this. They want Federico. They don't want Ratchet Crockett, aka Jasmine Crockett. All right. She has the name recognition. Okay. She has, all that sass that, goes at Donald Trump and looks cute. But when it comes down to it, they want something that's more of a moderate. I don't think he's a moderate. I think he's just, far left as anybody else. But I guess compared to Jasmine Crockett, he would fare better up against a Republican in the state of Texas. All right. And so she's trying to make an appeal to say, I'm winning women. I'm winning Latinos. I don't know how you're winning Latinos when you said, they had a slave mentality, but I digress. I'm winning this. I'm winning black men. I'm winning. They are not buying it. They're not buying it. The white liberals do not want Jasmine Crockett. Now, I want to also get into Mr. James Federico. I want you to hear his part of the debate. All right? Because when I tell you these people are just about as far left as you can get, especially with ICE, all right? They didn't have any problem under the Obama administration putting kids in cages, but all of a sudden, it's a moral high ground they have. It's absolutely insane. But nevertheless, let's get into Mr. Federico. Talk about ICE. Here we go.
ICE shot a mother in the face. ICE kidnapped a 5-year-old boy. ICE executed a man in broad daylight on our streets just this morning. It's time to tear down this secret police force and replace it with an agency that actually is going to focus on public safety. We need to impeach Kristi Noem. We need to prosecute agents who've abused their power. We have to haul these masked men before Congress so the world can see their faces. We should be cracking down on the cartels, not our communities. We should be prosecuting gang members, not small business owners. We should be hunting down human traffickers, not moms and babies. We need comprehensive immigration reform in this country. We need to remake this broken immigration system in our own image. And once we win a Senate majority, we will do exactly that.
Let's be clear. Okay. He is far left. All right. But let's address some of the things he said. Mothers and children. Again, the Democrats didn't have any problem when they were busing mothers and children all across the country in secret under Barack Obama. No problem. Okay. Democracy Now! Showed that. That was on their program. The ACLU sued Barack Obama and the Obama administration about that. Okay, the kids in cages, they sued about that. They also sued about not being able to enter the ICE and detention facilities. All right. They had no running water. They were sleeping on the floor and cardboard, all of that good stuff under Barack Obama. And lo and behold, Tom Homan, who they hate. Okay, the border czar, they hate him, but they didn't hate him under Barack Obama so much that they gave him a medal. But here we are talking about ICE. Here we are talking about ICE and how bad it is or how awful it is, but yet you guys had no problem. See, I don't mind the criticism of anything that the Trump administration does, whether I vote for him or not, right? I don't mind the criticism of somebody I vote for. But what I do mind is the hypocrisy. I mind that. Because if you are going to say this is bad now, well, he didn't have to change one policy. You know why? Because it was already there. Absolutely. Now, for the last 4 years, they suspended it, letting everybody across the border, okay? You had everybody from all across the world. But yet, we're supposed to feel some type of way. And let's be clear. I keep saying, white liberals, you got to stop sticking your Gucci boots in certain spaces. Because now you hear all this, say her name, say this, say that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay? Now, again, you can criticize and you can, go back and forth about the way things are done. Maybe, you should do it like this. I should do it like that. But absolutely not will we get rid of ICE. Why would we do that? We need the enforcement. Okay? Especially in Black and brown areas. I don't understand why they try to make this a bad thing. They want to make you upset about enforcement. In these sanctuary cities where you have young girls, young Black and brown girls being snatched up, okay? In the DMV area, they go missing a lot. And that's because it's a high gang rate here with illegal immigrants and MS-13. And that's just the way it is. So again, you let them continue to tell you what we should have. I'm going to tell you, it's going to be atrocious. It's going to be atrocious. And it's not going to work for those communities. Look at Chicago. Okay? They always do this. They absolutely always do this. They don't think about their own constituents, which are, liberal Democrats, and they don't think about anybody else that may or may not vote for them because they're only concerned about what they deem that works for them. And that includes Jasmine Crockett and Puerto Rico here. So you guys, I want to get into this little, I want to say newscast because where they are, they're in front of what's called the AFL-CIO, all right? And they were looking for endorsements as well as, doing their debate. They're looking for an endorsement from the AFL, all right? And when I tell you, after that debate, the AFL was supposed to vote and make a decision. I'm going to play this for you, and then I'm going to show you the vote, all right? And we'll go down that road. Let's get into what the AFL had to say about all of this. Here we go.
I want to zoom out a little bit and talk about the convention that was happening. The debate was playing in front of the Texas AFL-CIO's membership. The members are going to vote tomorrow on who to endorse in so many different races, including the U.S. Senate primary. Both James Tallarico and Jasmine Crockett have gotten endorsements from that union throughout their entire political career, and now they're going against each other. So, Angel, whenever you're thinking about that context, I mean, how meaningful would an endorsement from the AFL-CIO be for one of them?
I mean, it's everything, right?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, these are the unions, right? These are the folks that are going to come out and block walk. Excuse me. They also, again, they show up, right? They help run our country. When we think about postal workers, teachers, federal employees, it means a lot. Again, as I mentioned earlier, both of these candidates have similar policies. I think how they get there and their personal experiences differ a little bit. I really look forward to seeing what that decision comes.
Yeah, it'll be so interesting to see what happens, especially because those same people have voted for both of them in different perspectives. And Luke, can you talk about too, what does a candidate do without that endorsement? Should they move forward? Does that hobble their chances? You think with Democratic voters?
I mean, I think there's a world where the AFL-CIO endorses both.
I don't. I absolutely don't think the AFL is going to endorse both candidates. All right. And the reason why I say this is because Jasmine Crockett initially wasn't supposed to be in the sit-in race. All right. When she got scribbled out, during the, whole gerrymandering thing. Now, I'm not a fan of gerrymandering. However, Jasmine Crockett, I don't care. She got scribbled out of her district. All right. And so once she got scribbled out of her district, she decided to take her liberal Gucci boots and step on the toes of a black gentleman, okay, and push him out of the Senate race. Now, that gentleman was more suited than Jasmine Crockett, but they can't go against, the 92%. Forbid you go against the 92%, right? And so now you have it to where these candidates are both, vying for the same support, the same endorsement, okay? And they're really leaning towards Puerto Rico. And Jasmine Crockett is upset. Now, I told you they had the vote, right? Look at this. I don't know if you guys can see it, so let me try to pull it up a little bit. All right, so they had the vote. What do you guys see there? U.S. Senate, no action. They couldn't bring themselves to vote against Jasmine Crockett, okay? Ratchet Crockett has them running scared. They cannot vote against her. So no candidate received the endorsement under, the Senate race. It's absolutely insane because they don't want to anger a base that may vote for Jasmine Crockett, but they don't want to vote for Jasmine Crockett. The progressive left does not want her because they don't think they can win with her. All right. Now, to each their own to why you guys think that she can't win. Okay. And I'm talking about liberals or independents that, swing back and forth, that might vote Democrat. Why do you guys think she can't win? Well, it doesn't matter what I think because Roly Poly, aka Roland, decided that he was going to put his thoughts and he was going to express himself about why you white liberals don't want to vote for Jasmine Crockett. All right. So we're going to let Roland Martin go ahead and tell us why Jasmine Crockett can't get your vote. Here we go.
It's been quite hilarious and shameful to watch these attacks on Congresswoman Crockett about a U.S. Senate race in Texas. Oh. Yet when you look at where the attacks on her are coming from, it's amazing how they keep emanating out of Washington, D.C. and New York City. Oh. It's quite interesting.
The bougie folks.
And it's quite interesting to watch how so many white progressives are literally on record as saying that, oh, no, we can't support this black woman running for United States Senate because in order for us to win, we're going to have to run a white male moderate.
Oh, no. The white liberals said they can't run a black woman. You don't say. I'm racist. When I tell you, nothing surprises me. I absolutely don't even, even though I do believe that liberals, tend to be, white liberals tend to be, a lot more, that way. I absolutely almost don't believe that this had anything to do with it. I actually think that she's just an idiot. Okay. She has no policies. I've gone to that website just like I went to Kamala's website every daggone day. Okay. It took that woman almost the time that she ran, the 107. I'm going to say about 90 of them. She had no policies. Okay. It was Trump, 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 Trump. And Ratchet Crockett is no different. Okay. You guys don't run qualified women, let alone qualified Black women. All right. You run the loudest. You run who, you think may get you votes, but you don't run qualified women. I'm sure there are qualified Black women somewhere over there in the Democratic Party, but you're not going to run them. You're going to run Ratchet Crockett, who has, turned a lot of people off on the right and the left. And the left is telling you that now. But because, the Gucci boots don't want Ratchet Crockett, now we're hearing that the left is racist. Shocker.
And I find that to be interesting. And what I will say this right now to many of those white progressives.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be clear. You're playing a very dangerous game.
Oh.
See, if you're making the argument
Mm-hmm.
that Crockett doesn't have the policies, that's
Right.
one thing.
Mm-hmm. You don't.
For you to literally suggest that, she's too Black, you might want to watch that.
Who said that? Who said that? Who said that she was too? Nobody said that. Roland, you lying again. You're lying again. No, nobody said that. Maybe Jennifer Welsh, but nobody said that. Nobody said that, Roland. Okay, it's all in his neck. Okay, he's lying out his neck. You can just see the lie. Look at it. It's sitting there. The lies, the lies, the lies. All right. Roland, they don't want her because she cannot win. She has no policies. You even just a minute. Okay. You want to talk about her policies? Okay. Yeah. That's what running for office is about. Your policies. What are we voting on? What do you have? Nothing. And then you threaten them with you might want to watch it. The boule is done, okay? If Roland doesn't get Ratchet Crockett to the Senate, the boule is done. I'm telling you that right now. The boule on the left is done, okay? All of that over there, you're done, okay? And that's what he's concerned about. And when all is failed, the people on the left are supposed to be the more tolerant people, the non-racist white people. Okay, everybody's a woman, everybody, non-binary, we're together. I see you, you see me. Yeah, that's the left, right? So why don't they want her? Why can't you just admit she's not a good candidate? Okay, like there are Democrats that, even though I wouldn't vote for them, I can see that they are good candidates. But they want who they want because they have donors and they have people to answer to, just like, the rhinos on the Republican side. All right. We don't want them either. But the Democrats won't come to heel with their base, especially the 92%. They won't do it. They won't tell them it can't be done. And Roland is no different.
And the reason this is interesting is because I saw a lot of this after she announced she was running. And there was somebody who was on Threads, and they were going on and on and on. And Clay, you can always tell the people who don't know a damn thing, who literally don't know jack about the state of Texas. And so I'm sitting here, and so this one person was going on and on and on. And I decided to just sit here and do a look back.
Okay.
And I began to go back and look at all of these races. And I took it all the way back, y'all, to 1988.
Oh.
And you know what's interesting?
Tell us.
I saw, and it was just amazing to me. Matter of fact, let me just see if this is going to show up.
Don't go to that iPad.
This is going to properly show up.
Yeah, properly. Don't go to that iPad.
Screen. It may not.
It may not, please.
But this is what I pulled together. I'm just going to read it. I say, for all of you who believe that a black woman cannot run for U.S. Senate in Texas, and it should be a white or Latino candidate, this, matter of fact, hold up. I can't do this here. Give me 1 second.
Get it together.
So I'm going to download this chart, and then I just want to show y'all. And see, this is what happens when you got a brain and you know how to research, and you don't fall for the okie doke, because what it then happens is you are smart enough. You are smart enough to understand what's going on. And so I went back and I said, let me find all of the people who ran in Texas. Now, Lloyd Benson was this is 1988. Lloyd Benson, Henry, you can go to my iPad.
Go to my iPad.
This is from Bloomberg. This is all Texas U.S. Senate races from 1988 to 2018.
Okay.
And so you see here in 1988, Senator Lloyd Benson was the last Democrat to win a U.S. Senate race.
Okay.
Senator Lloyd Benson, that same year, he was the vice presidential candidate.
Okay.
He wins 59-40.
Okay.
But you go to 1990, Democrat Hugh Palmer, white, male, runs against Republican Senator Phil Gramm, loses 60-37. We go to 1993. Bob Kruger had been appointed to the seat. He runs against Kay Bailey Hutchison. Bob Kruger, white, male.
Okay, Roland.
Loses 67-33.
So what are you trying to tell us?
1994, Richard Fisher, very rich white man, runs against Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison.
We know they white.
Gets his ass whooped 61-38. In 1996, Victor Morales
tell us
decides to run. Last year, the race of former congressman, then congressman, out of Texas, out of Dallas area, ran against Ted Cruz. He lost by 10 points.
Okay, so what?
Colin Allred.
What are you telling us?
If I think back to the 2020 U.S. Senate race, let me see, that was John Cornyn. 2020 Texas U.S. Senate race. Let's
roll it. Get to
he
it.
beat her by 8 points.
We don't care.
Why? So let's see. So since 1988,
yes,
we've seen white male Democrats lose by massive margins. We have seen, matter of fact, if we just look at this here, my God, the closest race, Victor Morales, Latino. So I'm confused. Tellerico is Latino. So this notion that, oh my God, Crockett has no chance. Back to my, so can y'all somehow show me how?
Roland he can't get it. Okay, we've had enough of Roland. He can't understand why this doesn't make sense to him. So Roland here is saying all the white men have been losing to everybody else. Okay, That's what Roland is saying. Now, here's the thing about it. If you wanted to run somebody other than a white man, that was already set up for you to do that. Okay? The other candidate was a black man. He was a Democrat and a black man to run against Federico. Now, you just said Federico was Latino. Federico may have a, Latino, Spanish, black, a Spanish name, but he's white. Okay? He's a white Latino. All right? That's what it is. All right? A Spaniard, if you will. Those types of things. Nevertheless, you had that. Jasmine Crockett came and put her Gucci boots in, and now you're dealing with what you're dealing with. Jasmine Crockett is not going to beat Tellerico, and I've been saying that for a long time now. So, the Boule is upset, as they should be. You ran the wrong candidate, and it is what it is. So, you guys, get down in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think about Jasmine Crockett, Federico, Roland, and everybody who's weighing in on this U.S. Senate race in Texas, because Ratchet Crockett is not doing well. Okay, she says that she's doing well, but Federico is pretty much beating her in the polls. All right, and at the end of the day, if you wanted to run a candidate of color, you had it, but you decided to throw Jasmine Crockett in. That's on you. Shame on you for not checking the air. You guys get down in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think about all of that. Let me go into these super chats because I see you. I see you. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for pulling up. I appreciate you. I appreciate it so much. All right, let's get to it. Oh, my homie Yuka, thank you so much. I appreciate you, and you're a wonderful mod. I appreciate you. You've been here the year I've been on YouTube. Okay, it's been one great, fun, hard year. And I appreciate you for being a mod. Thank you so much for the $100 super chat. Salute to you, Mika. Badge Aces, we up. Thank you so much, Yakar, for that 100. I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's see. Let's go to the next one. The Genius CEO, $2 super chat. And Mika, we trust. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's get to, I want to say this is Case MD. Okay, if I pronounced it wrong, let me know in the chat. Okay, I'm sorry. With the $9.99 super sticker, thank you so much. I appreciate you for pulling up and for supporting me. Thank you. For the love of Jesus 22, $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much. Children being taken through the borders. Cricket, of course, absolutely. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you. My girl, Molly Rose. Thank you, Molly. I appreciate you. And I hope you had a great weekend. $19.99 super chat. Thank you so much. What is that? I can't see what those little emojis are. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's see here. Miss Smell the Roses with the $9.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, love. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, y'all just coming through. So much love. I appreciate everybody that's super chatted. And we have Taurus Prince with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you. How many people listen to an old black man who wears a shirt that says "Vote like a black woman"? The 92% and the people that vote like a black woman, I guess. Roland Martin. He is boule all the way, okay? He will tell you that, Miss Greens in the Tub is a black woman. He will tell you that Miss Curry is a black woman, and that's who we should have voted for. And that, you know, she is the same as Jasmine Crockett. I highly doubt it. And here's the thing. Nobody wants to vote like the 92% because they're not voting their own interests. They have gotten nothing for it. DEI didn't even help because the Gucci boot white liberals took that too. You got to demand something for your vote. Got to stand on business. So, no, Boland, we do not want to vote like them. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Let's see here. We have Taurus Prince with the $4.99 super chat. You think he cleared out that browser history? No, he didn't. That's why I said, oh my God, I hope you do not. I pray that we did not see any mail particles. Okay. Because he don't know how to work that iPad. Okay. You know, Voland from we don't want to see it. Okay. He needs to have that. He needs 2 iPads at all times. Thank you so much for the super chat. Alexis Dog 83. Oh, Alex Dog 83. I'm sorry. 99 super chat. Thank you so much. Showing some support. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. Thank you. I do appreciate it. Let's see here. And James Blair, 1988, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Just stopping by, showing love. Happy to see you back, Miss Mika. Thank you. I'm back, but I never left. But I appreciate you guys. All right. I think I got through them. Yes, I did. All right, you guys. So let's get into really quickly. I want to get into her name is I want to say Nahima Armstrong. But I want to get into this woman because this woman, Nahima Armstrong, she was the woman that went in with Don Lemon and part of BLM and all that other good stuff and disturbed that church during the service. Okay. Now, before I get into her, I just wanted to touch on what another pastor had to say about Don Lemon and, you know, his shenanigans. Okay. That day. I want to get into that and then we'll go ahead and get into Miss Armstrong. All right. Here we go.
And it's going to be the Royal Rumble. And the funny thing is, I'm not joking. We have worked hard. We built the church in the name of the Lord. We dedicated it to the Lord. It's built for worship. Our blood, sweat, tears, and finances are in this place. And some people who have never darkened the door of the church and never contributed one dime to it, gonna roll up in here and disturb our service and scare our children and shout obscenities in the church. That will not stand in this church. Freedom of speech doesn't extend to going into someone else's house of worship. And you know what? Them people know that. That's why you never see them going into a mosque, because they know the Muslims ain't having that. I'm not a Muslim, but we ain't having that. And the Bible teaches that we serve a God who teaches our hands to war and our fingers to fight. That's Bible. And these are the times in which we live. No respect for the house of God. All we want our sisters to do is just get out the way. He gets ready to throw a point, don't grab his arm. Let the Lord have his way, and they'll know not to ever do that again. Say amen.
I know you heard that. Okay. He told Don Lemon, okay, Don Lemon and his lemon drops got checked today. Okay. That pastor is absolutely 100% on point. All right. And another one of my favorite people in the world, okay, decided to speak on Don Lemon and his shenanigans as well. All right. My favorite judge, Judge Joe Brown. All right. Let's hear what Judge O'Brien had to say. Here we go.
He made a nice case against himself under federal law. I think he's got some problems. That's going to be 18 United States Code Section 111. And that's going to be quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So he's being cute about it, but I think it's going to backfire. They're used to somebody looking the other way and instead of enforcing the law. So I think it's time that the sheriff rode into town. And I think Mr. Lemon is going to be restrained when he goes out of town. But that latest little stunt in that church was ridiculous. So this was a church. They had no business disrupting a public assembly, religious proceedings, a number of other things. They broke some local laws and some federal ones. So there are consequences. And it's time people understood when you do things, you have to pay the piper for what you put on to play.
You personally, how you feel about Don Lemon?
I don't like him, never have. He's not what I call a conscientious person. He's always, shall we say, in the moment. Whatever seems to enable him to sensationalize something or capitalize on something he does with no apparent concern for the ethics of the situation.
Absolutely. The pastor and judge hit it on the nail. Don Lemon is a menace to society and an agent of chaos, okay? Calling himself an independent journalist, absolutely not, okay? Absolutely not. You may be by definition, but you're not interested in actually doing the work on the ground. You're interested in just beating the mainstream media. That's all you're doing. You're just beating the mainstream media, but you don't care about independent journalism. So Don Lemon and his lemon drops have been checked. Now, let's go ahead and check his sidekick, okay? His sidekick that day, Miss Armstrong, let's get into what she said before and after, because after is a sweet, sweet victory, all right? Here is what she had to say before on CNN. Here we go.
Nakima Levy-Armstrong. She's also an attorney and the former president of the Minneapolis NAACP. So, Nakima, I appreciate your time tonight. This incident has obviously now captured national attention. It's front and center for the Justice Department. Has anyone from DOJ contacted you about potential charges?
No, they have not. They have talked a lot in the media about it, but we have not received any information regarding potential charges. And I do want to correct something that was said in the beginning. We did not rush into that church. We actually went and sat down and participated in the service. And after the pastor prayed, that is when I stood up and asked him a question in response to his prayer. And then he responded to me. And then I proceeded to ask him about Pastor David Easterwood and how is it possible for him to serve as both a pastor and the director of ICE for Minnesota. And instead of responding to me, as soon as I said the name David Easterwood, the pastor said, "Shame, shame." And that is when I led us in chants, "Justice for Renee Good" and "Hands Up, Don't Shoot." So I want to clarify that. We didn't rush in. We didn't bust in. We were a part of the service until I got up and posed that question to the pastor.
All right. And obviously,
we don't believe you. You need more people. Okay, because all of the cameras, including Don Lemon's camera, shows otherwise. It shows you busting right into, like busting through the door, busting right on in. I don't understand. You guys love camera phones. Okay, well, the camera phones show you doing exactly that. I think she thinks we're dumb, that we didn't see. I think she thinks this, all right? But the reason why she's saying all of this is because just like the pastor and Judge Joe Brown stated, for, the code 111, it was, yeah, that's illegal. She cannot do that. She can't do it. And so she's trying to save herself, all right? She says she's an attorney, so she should have known better. You should look up the laws. But they're used to getting away with this stuff, okay? You just had that Catholic church go through all of that with, the gentleman shooting up the church, okay? The trans person shooting up the church. So with that being said, why would you think it was a good idea to just walk in like that, scaring the kids, yelling and screaming? Like, you're absolutely insane, lady. And Don Lemon was right there with you. We don't believe you, not at all. And so with that being said, she said, well, the DOJ hasn't said anything to me. I don't know what you guys are talking about. They're just talking. They're just doing all that talking on TV. Got it. Well, her day has come, because here is her arrest. Here we go.
Why is he recording this? I would ask that you not record. If it doesn't have to be, I don't want to be a trophy for MAGA.
No, it's not going to be on Twitter. It's not going to be on anything like that. We're not going to.
It's still weird that you would record me.
That video that we're looking at, it confirms what your attorney said. And by the way, what the DHS secretary posted, which is you looking very calm and stoic, okay, during your arrest. She posted an image of you. You looked very serious and calm. But then the White House posted a digitally altered image, and it.
Trump is a troll. I don't know if you guys can see that image, right? Look. Child. Trump. Look her up.
Showed you looking bereft and crying and very broken up.
At the time when I questioned the FBI agent about why he was recording, he had a smirk on his face, right? He knew that this was a sham prosecution to begin with. I could tell, honestly, by the look in his eyes. And I said, you can't, later I said, you can't even look at me with a straight face, about this whole thing. And so when I asked him about recording, he said, oh, it's not going to go on Twitter or anything. I was just asked to record this video.
I wanted to read for you what they've just put out. We've just gotten this. It says that your church protest, quote, disrupted the religious service and intimidated, harassed, oppressed, and terrorized the parishioners, including young children, and caused the service to be cut short. It goes on to describe a conversation that they said you had before the protest, where they said that you specifically said, Nekima, to others, remember, if you have anything that is activist identifying, do not wear it in. If you're just going in to sit down and be a part of the situation. I wanted to give you a chance to respond to this affidavit.
I said what I said. We went into the church service. Anyone who saw the video saw that we were very peaceful. And the description that they gave with regard to churchgoers, that to me sounds like what ICE is actually doing in our community. Terrorizing adults and children, making them fearful, disrupting their lives. That's what ICE is doing. That's not what we did.
You absolutely did. You absolutely disturbed young children and terrorized them. They were crying. Okay. Like, let's be clear, people. I don't care if a church is Black. I don't care if a church is white. Okay. At the end of the day, you need to respect that, one, it's a church, and two, it's private property. Okay. Just like the pastor said, you wouldn't have tried that at the mosque because the men are at the door. Okay. The men are at the door. You wouldn't have tried that. Okay. You went in to that church because you knew you could. And that's why you did it. Okay. So these are the consequences. These are the consequences. Like, stop messing with people. Absolutely stop messing with people. If he wants to be ICE and run the congregation and his congregation likes it, that's his business. I don't see y'all down there bothering Jamal Bryant, okay? I don't see you down there bothering Jamal Bryant. He gets to show his ankles every weekend and y'all don't say anything, okay? He gets on these podcasts talking about girly legs. Y'all don't say anything. I don't see y'all stopping those services. Okay? But you're out here stopping others from worshiping who they want to worship. And it's because you know you can. And you've been doing it. And now somebody's holding you accountable. So we shall see how this turns out for you and Don Limon. You guys get down in the comments and let me know what you guys think about Miss Nakia Hima. I think I did it. I think I did it right. Okay. I try to get everybody's name right before I give them a nickname. But Miss Armstrong, let me know what you think about, her brazen activity that day with Don Limon running into that church and scaring families and women and, just causing chaos for no reason, talking about hands up, don't shoot, talking about say her name. Okay. If the white people want to talk about Renee Good, I'm pretty sure they will talk about her. But like you guys are trying to force it. Stay outside. Along with the liberals outside with their Gucci boots. Stay outside, leave people alone. You're just agitating. And it's insane what you guys are doing. There's nothing wrong with protesting. There's nothing wrong with having your voices heard, but you can't go barging into people's property. I'm sorry. And if something would have happened to one of those protesters, we know what we would be hearing, especially, to a Black woman. So why even put yourself in that predicament? It's insane. You don't know who's at the door. It's crazy. So you guys get down in the comments, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think about that. Let's go ahead and get into these super chats really quick, and then we're going to get into our last topic of the night before I let you go. Yeah, that lady's a nut. All right. So James Blair. Oh, I think I read that one. Thank you again, James. Here we go. Slimmy says, thank you, Slimmy. Thank you, homie. $49.99 super chat. Back to the grind. Keep up the good work, homie. Yes, I'm back to the grind. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you. As always. Thank you. Thank you. All right, you guys. Let's get into this last topic. Okay. Because it's cuffing season. And the place to be in cuffing season has to be Minnesota. All right, you guys. I have to get into Minnesota. Minnesota is running wild. Let's get into it. So I want to get into Minnesota because Governor Tim Walz, Sugar Walz, okay, Elmer Fudge, he's not a good governor, okay? Forget Democrat, forget Republican, conservative, liberal, forget all of that. Just to protect your people, he's not a good governor, okay? Protect the people that are legally in your state, paying tax dollars, living in these communities. They should not have to deal with the nonsense, all right? I don't even care if they're liberals. They shouldn't have to deal with the nonsense, all right? Now, I do understand you got your extreme, Gucci boot liberals, but the regular everyday people just want to live their lives. And you're causing all of this drama and chaos for what? Because you have Trump derangement, okay? And by the looks of it, Tim Walz is losing his hair, so he probably has bald-headed reasoning as well. So let's go ahead and get into Tim Sugar Walz, okay? Out here, you can't make this up. What does he have on? What is that? What is that? Lord. Let's get into Tim Sugar Walz giving bad advice to the people once again, as always. And then we'll come back and talk about it. Here we go.
Served on the China Commission in Congress, ironically enough, as co-chair with Marco Rubio. We used to bring in Chinese political prisoners, and we would ask them, when we speak up and call out your government, is it bad? And they said, well, in the short run, it's bad because they torture us. But if you don't speak up, they will torture us and forget about us. And the idea is right now is we have to be speaking up. We have to call it out. You are doing everything, and our neighbors are doing everything. And I can't stress enough on this. We're winning it because we're doing it with Minnesota grit, Minnesota humor, Minnesota decency. Oftentimes talk about this, and I know people are discussing this a lot. I spent a lot of time with John Lewis on nonviolent resistance. The resistance matters. We're not telling people to be silent, but we're not telling people to go out and cause problems. We're going to cause good trouble. Served on the China Commission.
What is good trouble? I keep asking that question. What is good trouble? The Democrats like to do doublespeak, okay? Because they absolutely know what they're saying, right? But they're getting away with it. So not only did, Governor Sugar Walz say something, okay? His lieutenant governor, a couple of weeks back, she had something to say as well, and it was bad advice as well to the constituents of Minnesota. Like, what is wrong with these people? Here we go. Listen closely.
Our neighbors are being disappeared. P.S. Without due process, it is just called kidnapping. Then show up and use your voice. Put your body on the line. Our neighbors are being disappeared. P.S. Without due process, it is just called kidnapping. Then show up and use your voice. Put your body on the line.
And your governor, your lieutenant governor here, told you to put your bodies on the line. Okay, well, they've been doing more than putting their bodies on the line. They've been letting their bodies hit the floor, child. When I tell you that these are bad politicians, these are bad politicians. Your job is to protect your constituents. Instead, you're putting them in harm's way. Put your bodies on the line. What absolutely does that mean? What does that mean? It means go outside, cause good trouble, like Sugar Walz says, and then put your bodies on the line and end up like not only Renee Good, but what's his name? Pretty? Like, come on. Why would you tell people this? It's absolutely insane. And that's where we are now, right? That's why we have what we're getting ready to get into now, which is the home suites issue. Now, if you guys don't know, home suites was pretty much attacked. Home Suites is a hotel chain owned by Hilton, and ICE was staying in this particular home suites. Okay. Home Suites is usually pretty quiet, have a little continental breakfast, garden style rooms, pretty quiet. Nothing major. Well, the Antifa folks, the Gucci boot folks and the white liberals decided they were going to go down there and cause a ruckus. And when I say it was a mess, it was a mess. I want to go ahead and get into this because this was absolutely insane and should have never happened. All right. Tim Walz and the lieutenant governor and the police department got to do better. You have to do better. I know you won't, but it's worth a try to tell you so. Here we go.
they'd like to file a complaint with the Minneapolis Police Department. I was born across the fucking street. I've been seriously live. Where's my people? Where the fuck?
All right. So at this point, they are past the first part, you know, the entrance of the hotel. All right. They're pushing their way in. This is absolutely insane. Who in the world decided whistles was going to be a thing? Whistles and bells. It's so, I'm not going to say the word, but this is outrageous. Since when can you go onto private property? I guess when you're liberal, it's fine. Where are the police? You don't even see them. And they know it's happening. Insane. This is crazy. It's absolutely insane. So now you get to this, where people are spray painting everything and people are just acting a fool, trying to break in. They're going to destroy things.
All these people are local. Everything's local and everybody's hostile.
Out of control. Out of okay. Just out of control. Like, these are grown people. So, my ears. All right, you guys. So that is pretty much what happened at the hotel. All right. Now, ICE officers, of course, or Border Patrol officers got hurt as well. It's just, it was a lot of violence. Okay. But that was pretty much the start of it. And it escalated from there, right? It got really, 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 really bad. They spray painted, they bust out windows, broke the doors. None of y'all go to work. Nobody has a job. Nobody. Y'all have all this time on your hand because they are always outside. Somebody has to be funding this because you guys sleep somewhere. So I really want to know who's funding this, because I know they have a job. I know they do. White liberals always got a job. They always have a job. It's absolutely insane. So let's go ahead and get into the White House response to Minneapolis because, Minnesota, because Tim Walz, he decides to say that he wants ICE out of, Minnesota. But it's a sanctuary city, okay? Why would we leave? Okay? You won't let us go into jails. Now you're complaining that they're on the streets. So I want to get into the White House press secretary and what she had to say about an agreement they could come, to terms with. I don't see Walz agreeing, but we shall see. Here we go.
I would also like to address the chaotic scenes in Minnesota over the weekend. Nobody in the White House, including President Trump, wants to see people getting hurt or killed in America's streets. Mm-hmm. This includes Renee Good, Alex Preddy, the brave men and women of federal law enforcement, and the many Americans who have been victimized at the hands of illegal alien criminals. Saturday's shooting remains under active investigation by Homeland Security Investigations and the FBI. The Customs and Border Protection is also conducting their own internal review. As President Trump said yesterday, the administration is reviewing everything with respect to the shooting, and we will let that investigation play out. But let's be clear about the circumstances which led to that moment on Saturday. This tragedy occurred as a result of a deliberate and hostile resistance by Democrat leaders in Minnesota. For weeks, Governor Walz and the Mayor Jacob Fry and other elected Democrats were spreading lies about federal law enforcement officers who are risking their lives daily to remove the worst criminal illegal aliens from our streets: murderers, rapists, pedophiles, human traffickers, and gang members. Governor Walz and Mayor Fry have shamefully blocked local and state police from cooperating with ICE, actively inhibiting efforts to arrest violent criminals. They have also used their platforms to encourage left-wing agitators to stalk, record, confront, and obstruct federal officers who are just trying to lawfully perform their duties, which has created dangerous situations threatening both these officers and the general public and Minnesotans alike. This is precisely what unfolded in Minneapolis on Saturday morning. Obstructing federal law enforcement and inciting violence against officers is wrong and illegal. This used to be a universally accepted position in the United States. Amid the hysteria, we must remember how we got here to this moment today and what this Democrat opposition is about. Former President Joe Biden and the Democrats opened America's borders for 4 years, inviting tens of millions of illegal aliens from all over the world to flood into our country. Among them, violent criminals who terrorized American communities and have inflicted devastating, permanent pain and harm on law-abiding Americans and their families. Yet we never saw outrage from Democrats or their allies in the liberal media over these horrifying crimes against U.S. citizens. The pain of American angel families was ignored and dismissed because it undermined the Democrat narrative. Innocent Americans like Jocelyn Nungray, Laken Riley, and Rachel Morin are just a few of the many victims savagely murdered by illegal alien criminals. Earlier this month, an illegal alien from Mexico with a long criminal history who came into our country under Joe Biden's administration threw a baseball-sized stone at a school bus carrying children in New Jersey and fractured the skull of an 8-year-old innocent child. President Trump promised accountability to these American families by securing the border, deporting every illegal alien who has committed crimes, especially and most importantly, violent crimes. Nearly 80 million Americans voted for him to deliver on that very promise, and he is. As the duly elected president, the president is fulfilling the will of the people by arresting and removing these threats from our country in cities from Los Angeles to New York and, yes, Minneapolis. Yet Democrat leaders in Minnesota with sanctuary city policies have actively defied federal immigration law and the will of the people. And as a result of that defiance, 2 Minnesotans have now tragically lost their lives on the streets of Tim Walz's state. It is President Trump's hope and wish and demand for the resistance and chaos to end today. That's why President Trump spoke with Governor Walz directly this morning, and he has outlined a clear and simple path to restoring law and order in Minnesota. Number 1, Governor Walz, Mayor Fry, and all Democrat leaders should turn over all criminal illegal aliens currently incarcerated in their prisons and jails to federal authorities, along with any illegal aliens with active warrants or known criminal histories for immediate deportation. Number 2, state and local law enforcement must agree to turn over all illegal aliens who are arrested by local police. And then thirdly, local police must assist federal law enforcement in apprehending and detaining illegal aliens who are wanted for crimes, especially violent crimes. If Governor Walz and Mayor Fry implement these common sense cooperative measures that I will add have already been implemented in nearly every single other state across the country, Customs and Border Patrol will not be needed to support ICE on the ground in Minnesota.
Ma'am, you know I like you. Okay, you understand. I like you. I like President Trump. Trump knows daggone well that Sugar Walls is not going to comply. Okay, French Fry, he's not going to comply either. All right, he's too busy doing juke dial with the Somalis. All right, he's outside partying his life away, having Somali Day. He's an honorary Somali. Ma'am, they're not going to do this. And the reason why they're not going to do this is because they need something to run on. They need something for people to complain about. They are not going to do it. Common sense would have told them a long time ago to just let ICE get the people out of the jails. Let them do that first. Okay? Let them do that. Meanwhile, you get to keep your, your Home Depot people, the people that work certain places, rich liberals like to have, nannies, things like that. You get to keep those people, okay, that you pay under the table, that you pay low wages to, that some of you, I don't know if you guys saw that big sting in Minnesota, but that some of you, hide in stash houses, having these people work and not pay them. Yeah. That would have been last on the list. The criminals would have been first. But no, you had these sanctuary city policies, so they got to go and get them. And if, Umbrella is there, Umbrella don't have no papers, Mama see, she got to go. And they know that. And they want to frame it as tearing families apart, things like that. No, the Democrats in this state are aware of what they're doing. They're absolutely aware. Okay. Renee Good is something good for them. Mr. Pretty is something good for them. It's pretty good from what I hear. Okay. Because they can run on that. Oh, look, you're killing U.S. citizens. And I'm telling you right now, do not let Ricky Martin over there with the new Black Panther Party get you guys, meaning Black people, in the street, because that's their icing on the cake. Once they can get a Black person to be accosted multiple times by ICE and don't let it be, fatal. Oh, they're just waiting on that. They're salivating. That's why they want you to be in the street. That's why they want you to have a coalition, this black and brown coalition. Oh, well, come help the illegals. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They came here on their own. They can go back on their own. All right. This is absolutely insane. It doesn't help Democrats. It doesn't help Republicans. Nobody. It doesn't help anybody. You're draining the resources with all of this nonsense, deploying this, deploying that. We are at a loss. And they don't care. They absolutely don't care. And it's insane. Like I'm sick of them all. But Minnesota, I'm definitely sick of. So the last thing I want to get into with this topic is Sugar Walls himself. All right. Let's see what he has to say through all of his bald-headed reasoning. Here we go.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us again. We're now about 24 hours from the killing of Alex.
Oh, here you go.
And during that time of everything that's happened, I hope everyone's taking away a picture of a life of generosity, service-oriented, and his life's coming into clear focus. I had the privilege of talking with Michael and Susan, Alex's parents, yesterday, and the heartache in the hours after your son's murdered in front of the world is one thing, but what stood out to me was a parent's desire and their passion to make sure that the story of Alex was told. Someone who went to work to care for veterans, someone who was a valued coworker, someone who relished and lived in this state in a big way, whether it was outdoor activities or being down there on the street as a First Amendment witness to what ICE is doing to this state. So once again, to Michael and Susan, when I talk to these parents, it's always in deep confidential conversation. In this one, though, Michael was very clear to me. He said, don't let them forget Alex's story. The world knows how he died. He died at the hands of ICE agents on the streets of Minneapolis. They want us to make sure we said how he lived. So to Michael and Susan, our deepest sympathies, but you have my commitment to continue to tell that story. So now we've got 2 Minnesotans dead. We didn't had time to start telling Renee's story of a poet and a mother and a bright spirit. And now
Bright spirit lies. Absolutely lies. Absolutely not. Okay. Any person that can just, go do case search can see her record, especially her record with her children. Mother of 6, -4.
we're telling Alex's story. So my question is, what's the plan, Donald Trump? What is the plan? What do we need to do to get these federal agents out of our state? You thought fear, violence, and chaos is what you wanted from us, and you clearly underestimated the people of this state and nation. We are tired, but we're resolved. We're peaceful, but we'll never forget.
Mm-hmm.
We're angry, but we won't give up hope. And above all else, we are clearly unified. If it was the intention of Donald Trump to make an example of Minnesota, then I'm damn proud of the example that the world's seeing. We believe in law and order in this state. We believe in peace. And we believe that Donald Trump needs to pull these 3,000 untrained agents out of Minnesota before they kill another person. And we're up here telling another story of a Minnesotan just trying to live their life without the interference.
Now, in another live stream, we'll go down this rabbit hole. But let's be clear. You guys remember the young lady who was the Democrat that voted against giving all the Somalis that money so the illegals can stay on all of these welfare programs and scams that they were doing. Tim Walz and his staff have a lot to do with that. So we'll go down that because I've been, compiling a lot of information on that. But Tim Walz, okay, and the rest of his rascal rabbits that like to run around and cause chaos in Minnesota. When I tell you, Elmer Fudge knows what's happening. He's not dumb, okay? He plays it very well, okay? But he's not dumb. He knows exactly what's going on. Exactly.
To Americans who are watching this right now, and I don't know, maybe you're watching it with curiosity, bewilderment, horror, scorn, or sympathy. I've got a question for all of you. What side do you want to be on? The side of an all-powerful federal government that can kill, injure, menace, and kidnap its citizens off the streets? Or on the side of a nurse at the VA hospital who died bearing witness to such government? Or the side of a mother whose last words were, "I'm not mad at you"? The side of tens of thousands of peaceful citizens who showed up to march when the wind chill was 40 below because they love this state and they love this country.
Yeah. It's just so much that I see all of these people do, right? But meanwhile, if you're locked up, they don't do this for you. And I'm talking about Americans. If you're locked up, they don't do this for you. They don't stop this and that. They don't have, GoFundMe's. They don't, say her name, all of this stuff. They don't do for the average person that has to go to jail. They don't talk about their children and how they will be without a mother or father. They don't do these things. And actually, the Democratic Party has been perpetuating, single mother households and broken families longer than I've been alive. Okay. So when I hear, families, this family, when have they been about, I haven't seen it since probably John F. Kennedy. Okay. You may have your individual ones here and there, but as a party, they have not been a collective about family. They just haven't. And it's not to say that, Republicans have been so much a beacon of light, but let's be clear. Family, it has not been the Democrats. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Especially to Black and brown people. So let's be clear. What Tim Walz is talking about is trash. All right. So you guys, I just wanted to show you why Tim Walz is trash. You see this right here? This is in the state capitol.
This is Representative PM Altendorf coming live at you from the Minnesota State Capitol. I am on the ground floor, and as I was leaving my committee meeting today here earlier, I noticed that there is a new display here at the state capitol, and it's for Governor Walz. It's right here on display. So let me see. I mean, I guess I can't flip my phone, but I'll see if I can show it to you. So this is what we have here, everyone. Let me read it to you. The Democratic Coalition of Satan Worshipers thanks Governor Tim Walz for not standing in the way of spreading Satanism in the state capitol building. Satan has a special place for you.
Y'all see that? I'm gonna blow this up for you. You see that, right? You see that? So when I say it's laughable that they're talking about goodness and family and all of this great stuff, it's laughable. Especially when you have that group telling you that they're grateful for you. I'm telling you, this is why that young lady that was a Democrat, a representative, I'm telling you, this right here, all of this energy is the reason why they're doing what they're doing. But they want to tell you that they love God. I don't know whatever God you want to pick. But I guarantee you it's not one of light. And clearly, we have evidence. Absolutely insane. You guys, let me know what you think about all of this nonsense with Tim Sugar Walz and the government of Minnesota. All right. Let me know what you think about Jacob Fry, which is the mayor down there in Minneapolis. Let me know what you think about the Home Suites Hotel being destroyed by the anarchists and, the liberal Gucci boot people. And let me know what you think about the clash with ICE and also the proposal that Donald Trump and the Trump administration gave the governor so they can, get ICE out now, which I don't think he's going to go for. And last but not least, let me know what you think about that statue. I don't even want to say what it is. It's crazy, you guys. You cannot make this stuff up. Let me know what you think about all of that, because it's just absolutely insane. I've never seen something like that be put in a state capital. It tells you a lot. That's pretty much all I'm going to say about that. You guys, let me know what you think about that. Let me go ahead and get into these last super chats. All right, you guys. We have Diz 354 with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much. The Clintons refusing to testify about their involvement with Epstein, of course. And the Somali fraud is getting swept under the rug because of these ICE protesters. Yep. So I'm hoping you guys stay on their necks. Okay. All of you people who have enough money to go and fly out there, stay on their necks. Okay. Out there in Ohio too. All right. Because they think they can hide. They think they're just in Minneapolis. Nope. Stay on all of their necks because we want our money. All right. We want our money and we want it now. Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat. Agency headquarters with the $2 super chat. Roland Martin needs to upgrade and get a MacBook. With what money? Not one person subscribe to that digital. Well, maybe. You know, his audience still sending checks to P.O. boxes. Yeah, maybe he gets it. I don't know. Maybe. But he's not upgrading to no MacBook. He can barely work that. Why are you trying to do that to Roland? Thank you so much for the super chat, agency headquarters. Reese from Philly, the Red Dragon, $2 super chat. What neck? You need glasses. First of all, I do need glasses. Okay. But Roland got, you know, it's like a little accordion. It's like a, you know, it's a fat pack. You know, fat packs, you know. There's something there. Tissue, if you will. Thank you so much, Reese. I appreciate it. Oh my God, you guys are just awful. I think I said this one right. Yeah, I got that one. Thank you so much again for the super chats. All right, you guys, thank you so much for spending the evening with me on my first day back. I thank you guys so much. I really, really, really do. If you didn't see the intro, it's coming up. But you guys, thank you so much. I want to do roll call really quick. Hold on. Chavis, the $2 super chat. Roland is all chin. It's all chin, no neck. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? Oh my God, y'all are wild. You all chin. Y'all are getting me over what I was about to say. Oh my God. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay. You guys, thank you so much. Let me do a roll call really quick. Kay Cooper, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you to Executive Sweet MLE. Trace, I see you. Molly, thank you so much. Thank you to who else? Slimmy. You guys, y'all are great. And I tell you, you're great. You're great. So let me finish this roll call. I'm gonna do it really quick. Mr. Doucette and Mike Nice, the Legend of Nick, Spaces, Yuka, Matthew, Chavis, Mike Nice 7, Shadow Dragon TV, Alejandro, Sugar Shane, Simeon, K. Cooper, Ronnie, Dion, Donna, Mike That Dude, Gerald, Sparrow. I see ya. Who else? Artifacts. Mal Girls. Who else? Lone Star, Miss Cochetti. I think I said this was Simeon. Melanic. Enforcer, Outlaw. What else? Let's see. Bernard. Eric Harris. Let's see. Monologic. Diz 354. Dark Sacred Serpent. Dark Sacred Serpent. Rashawn Green. The Truth Folded. Let's see here. Ronnie from Philly. Reese from Philly, I'm sorry. Captain. Caveman. The Junior CEO. Agency headquarters. I think I got a lot of you guys. I said Slimmy. Yeah, I got a lot of you guys. James Blair. You guys, thank you so much. Alex Dog 83, Taurus Prince. You guys, I appreciate you pulling up. I really, really, really do. Smell the Roses. Thank you, love. Molly as well. For the Love of Jesus. Kais or Kais MD. JT Clean and Recycles. T Brew. Everybody who pulled up. If I didn't get your name, I will try to get it next time. Loso Way, Mary, all of you all. Thank you so much for pulling up. I appreciate you. I really do. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. It's your girl, Mika. We're on to the next. None of that. We're not worried about it, but we're going to play it again. It's your girl, Mika. And I'm out. Thank you so much. Oh, Taurus Prince. Roland has his device from his wife. You know what? It's your girl, Mika. And I'm out. Peace.
I want y'all to see, I want y'all to see what I noticed. This is Mika's channel, right? This is her channel. She has not done a live stream for over a week now.
Okay, so this is 4 days ago. So we know at some point she made the decision to, I don't know if she's going to be back on Anton's podcast, but she hasn't been on his podcast in 7 days.
We haven't heard a peep. She hasn't, I'm just saying, I haven't got a notification from her since then, since this live stream.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the f you think you is?